Hey everybody, this is Kohdok here, and it's time to talk about a game that I actually really like a lot. It's the Bleach trading card game. Now, believe it or not, I actually didn't really follow Bleach the series all that much. I think I made it to like right before the Soul Society arc before I just kind of, petered out interest. I think I was more following the other big names like Naruto and One Piece at the time. I've heard watching it through Soul Society is worth it, and then just skip most of Hueco Mundo. But apparently the anime, which had previously been canceled, is going to get a wrap-up season coming up soon, so it might not be a bad time to talk about it. Anyway, I may not have followed the Bleach series, but the Bleach trading card game is amazing. I thought it was a really good game. I actually played it at a convention when they were demoing it. They had people who designed the game who were there. They had their constructed decks, and so I trundled up with some little thing I cobbled together from a handful of demo decks, and I won. That's actually how I obtained this Kisuke promo card, was I beat the developer at their own game. But yeah, the thing about Bleach that I think really sets it apart is it actually has an energy system. So we have these are you get a random character card in each of the starter decks. These foil ones here. They're actually like a thick like cardstock, and it's like really bright foil. It looks great in person. It's really shiny, but it looks terrible on camera. I'm sorry, it's either like completely in the dark or just totally blown out. Either way, but it's hard to see. But these are avatar cards. You have your health over here. In the case of Chad, he has 40 health. That's actually the highest health you get in the base set. I'm not sure if it's the highest in the game overall. I had a lot of trouble finding cards other than the base set for quite a while. And then over here, a bit more strangely, are the vital stats. These are actually your energy stats. Because this game actually, this game was made in 2007. I'm going to emphasize that right now, because what this game did was it actually had a separate resource pile. You don't take these resource cards to determine how many of each copy of each resource card you get in your deck, and they are actually in a special deck off to the side. They did this in 2007, and that was way before Force of Will did it. So I saw Force of Will did this, and I was like, oh, they did the Bleach TCG thing, and nobody understood what I meant. But you have your spirit energy, your mind energy, and your body energy. And of course, because we're playing Chad, we get 10 body energy for the 5 others. All of them have unique stats. Menos Grande, this was actually the deck I played against. He gets 9 body energy, but he gets more spirit energy. You've got Uryu, you got Ishida. He gets very balanced stats and the ability to once per game do a deck shuffle. We of course have Ichigo, who has very low mind but really high body and spirit. We have Rukia, who has really high spirit, low body, and the ability to cycle a card once per turn. Orihime powers up students and has balanced stats, although she has high mind. Really, I thought Orihime was supposed to be a space case. Why does she have such a high mind stat? And, of course, Khan. But I kind of like how a lot of the... Oh, and we have Grand Fisher as well. He's down at 33 and has the highest mind energy at 10. And he can discard to force an opponent to defend with a certain character. So... like I said, I went with Chad. The characters are definitely a source of a lot of the structure. You reveal your character, and that kind of determines what you're going to be doing. Now, in order to play a character, what you do is you have to have this number of resources in play. They all have a mixture of these kinds of resources. Some of them don't. Some of them only cost one type of resource, like Ururu's sparring partner costs 1 body to play. And what they do is they have these stats over here. Ururu has quick and strength. And what you do is you say, hey, I'm going to attack you with my character who is, I'm going to attack with Ururu, and I'm going to use her strength stat. And this is her power strength of 2. And if it gets through to your opponent, they lose that much damage from their life. However, if they have a character in play who matches that stat, yeah, this is another promo card I got there. I'm not a fan of that artwork. But if my opponent has a character in play who has that stat, for example, I can have let's see, was it Ichigo, a new incarnation? Ichigo, a new incarnation, can instead intercept the attack and the two fight. I believe you can also attack rested characters in this game. But yeah, the goal is to decrease your opponent's stamina to 0 by attacking them, while also playing the energy cards. But here's the thing: is the way they implement energy cards in this game is insane. The deck is not shuffled. You get to pick which energy card you put into play each turn. But here's the thing: at the start of your turn, you draw 3 cards. But you can opt out of 2 of those draws, and for each draw you opt out of, you can instead put an energy card into play. So it's pretty crazy. Yeah, the card flow is insane because there's also the boost mechanic up here. What happens is you can discard a card from your hand that, like, say I'm attacking with Kisuke's Fortitude here. So I could play Ururu on top of that to give him another +3 on his stat. And this can apply to battle or to damage. It's not an uncommon thing to dump your hand for game if it's full of the same kind of boosts. Although Chad has the effect that all of your strength and fort boosts get +1, and I believe it's him and Menos Grande that have him, Menos Grande, and Cone all have continuous global effects that have a constant effect on what's going on in the game. Chad's is really good. Chad creates quite the heck of a haymaker deck. Because what you do is you stack these boosts that offer like 3. It can be between 0 and 3. I don't think there are any that offer 4, but there are a lot of cards that offer 3. And the unique rule is in play, but your character card does not count towards that. So I can have multiple Chads in play at a time, but I can only have one card named Chad. They also, something interesting they did is they actually changed the format of the cards with each set. Like this, these are all from different sets, and they have different layouts. As you can see, they kept changing the card layout. That might be one reason why it kind of lost favor. It was another game to fall victim of the 2-year curse, but I like this game. Some people say it's because of the use of screenshots. I don't think so, because the game is fun. And going back to the energy system, the fact that you put these energy cards into play or draw a card instead meant that the game was in a constant state of high tilt mayhem. At the start of the game, everybody's ramping out all of their energy cards, and by the end of the game, everybody's drawing 3 cards per turn. There's no such thing as a dull moment in this game. This game, from what I remember playing it, was so much fun. It helps that I had a haymaker deck that could like do 15 damage per attack, but the fact that you have such high draw power is designed to offset this the card loss from this boost system, because most cards don't really offer a power of 3. Like I said, Ururu is an oddball because she's not a good card to draw in late game because she just does not have the stats to do much. But they can just unleash such ridiculous power. But you'll see that in a lot of good games. The good games that have cards where you have to dump a card from your hand to offer some kind of boost. The game I do not like also has a system where you drop cards to do the defense boost, and the way they offset that is with the drive trigger system, where when you attack with your main guy, you draw a card from the top of your deck, which then goes into your hand to use later. The fact that you could draw between 1 and 3 cards at the start of your turn on Bleach offset that. But yeah, this game was fun. It was crazy. I think, honestly, it got kind of caught in the crush. It came out in 2007, which was sort of at the tail end for, let's see, where's the copyright? Kind of came out at the tail end. Yeah, there it is down here. Kind of came out at the tail end of when these kinds of games were viable. The 2000s were kind of this crazy trading card game boom provoked by the 1-2 punch of Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything got a card game. Bleach's, I still think, was really good. I think it's definitely something worth a look. If you can find some copies of this, I would definitely take a look. It has such an interesting energy system, one that predates Force of Will, and it's really a fun game to play. I highly recommend it. So yeah, that's a quick look at the Bleach trading card game, and until next time, this is Kohdok signing off.